these turnovers. I guess when you look at today, obviously those 3 tough drives, he's able to bounce back. Can you talk about the mentality to rally from that? But then overall, with 9 turnovers through 3 games, kind of the frustration he's going through with that.
Yeah, there's a ton of frustration for all of us, coaches included, players. I think too, some of it, players, it's not all on Landry. The one, we throw the ball over the middle, a receiver goes right through his hands and it's in the middle of the field and tipped, so then, and they dive and intercept it. Same thing on the goal line, it goes into the quarterback's rating, but, we threw a screen, it's right in his hands, we bobble it, and it goes right to them. So some of it's, again, everybody's got to take ownership of what part of it's theirs. And, and then, the first one, it's on Landry. It was, the ball was in back of the receiver. And so anyhow, it's frustrating. Yeah, and I marvel that we even had a chance to win today with the turnovers and one for a touchdown, the way they were.
Coach, Sam Hayes, franchise Oklahoma City. The offensive line has improved over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, you can tell. See, Sam's an old lineman, everybody knows, but their pass protection's been really solid. They're stunting up there, twisting, bringing some blitzes, and very few, came clean. Maybe I didn't see yet the one where Landry fumbled or got stripped. What happened there, but overall it has been, and we really commented on it last week, was really solid too.
Coach Noah Parker, TCU 360. Can you talk about the defensive effort to hold them in the first half after those turnovers early?
Yeah, defense was really solid. They kept us in the game. They didn't get dejected. Came up with their own stops of their own. Came up with a nice pick. Deron Smith really played well. So they were doing what they needed to, and that's kind of what Coach Woods' motto is to the defense, is keep us in the game no matter what. And they did, obviously. 2 minutes to go, we're down on the 3-yard line with a chance to score. And they did an excellent job.
Coach, Max Preston from KTAB in Abilene. You talked about still having a chance to win, even with the 5 turnovers in the game. Does that tell you how good this team can be if you clean up those mistakes?
Well, you have to clean them up, but it gives you, positive hope, and it gives everybody in the locker room encouragement that, hey, if we could just clean some of this up, we do have a chance to really, do well. But you have to get it done. We've got to do a better job as coaches of, getting it done on the field and practice and whatnot, and players as well. So we're all in it together, and hopefully we can start to make some of those corrections.
Coach, looking forward to next week.
Who do you represent?
My name is River Tompkins. I'm representing Texas Sports Monthly.
All right. Starting young.
Looking forward to next week. What improvements do you need to make?
Improvements? Being able to secure the ball, to catch the football. There's way too many drops or, bobbles that lead to interceptions. Execution in our screen game, execution in our run game on offense. Defensively too, we're never satisfied. I thought a couple of the touchdowns, if we had played a little better in a couple of situations, we could have maybe forced another field goal as opposed to giving up a touchdown. And I think a huge bright spot is our special teams have been awesome. I really think our, Austin and Drew, our kicker, punter, Christian, our snapper, those guys are really, really good players. They've been executing and really playing well.
Coach, you've had plenty of experience in your career coaching in a rivalry that involved the state of Texas. What do you think a good in-state Texas rivalry can do for this league as it tries to grow?
Well, I haven't been involved in an in-state Texas rivalry. Unless you want to include Oklahoma in, which we always consider Dallas to be part of our home turf. But anyway, right, I got that in there, didn't I? But it's fun. June does an awesome job. You got to have a rivalry if it's, us and Houston being, the proximity and being in Texas in this league, and all the, the Texas people that love their football. So, so it's great.
Coach Stoops, Tim Ham over here to your right, CowboysSI.com. Talked about the 5 turnovers today against the arguably the best team in the league in Houston. Still under 2 minutes in the game with a possible chance to win or tie the game. How do you talk a little bit how you feel the team's come along these last 4 weeks?
Well, like I said, did you just come in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured, because I've already addressed that it's really pretty amazing that we had any opportunity to win with just to go in the game, and we're on the 3-yard line with a chance to, either score, tie it up, or go ahead. And, when you have 4 interceptions and a strip for a touchdown, so it shows there's hope, and we've got a lot of encouragement that we can play and play well. We can protect the football better and execute in some situations just better. So we've got to do that. We've got to do a better job as coaches demanding it and getting it, and players got to accept it and what they can do better and get it done. But it does tell you that they're a team that's 3-0 and arguably the best team in the league, and we're right there in that scenario with an opportunity to win the game, tie it, or go ahead, depending on what we do, and then we turn it over again. So we've got to do a better job not turning the ball over.
A couple more questions here in the front, and then that will be our last one.
Coach, in your opening statement, you said that you have such great fans here. How important is it to get a win here?
It's important. Everybody wants to, people support a winner a heck of a lot more than they support someone that loses. So it's important, but hopefully we're new at this. Hopefully they'll hang in there. I believe our administration, Grady Raskins and his whole team are doing an awesome job of presenting a great environment to watch a game, a fun, exciting environment to watch a game. And I understood they had more concessions open this weekend than they did the first. So, that's part of it. So hopefully, other than, and they saw an exciting game. We're right down there to the last 2 minutes with an opportunity. So, but, we've got to get on the right side of it, for them to continue to, hopefully have a little more fun while they're here.
Coach, unfortunately, the offense keeps putting the defense in pretty adverse situations, but defense kind of shows up quite a bit. I think one of the more underrated defenses in this league. Talk about the leaders on the field. Who's really kind of, because they'll hit you too. I mean, there's some real dogs there.
No doubt, defense has been awesome, and we get kind of stingy in that we still feel there's a couple, plays there touchdown-wise that we could have forced field goals if we were a little sharper in what we were doing. So those guys are doing awesome. Big Frank Alexander's, leader, Greer Martini, Deron Smith back there. Hawkins, Josh is a great cover guy. I thought he did a great job on their, wide receiver who's had so many big explosive plays. Tigray Scales has showed up a lot, and Gerald Rivers, so anyhow, we've had some guys really that have really been solid in there. Deshaun Phillips, also a secondary guy, but Coach Chris Woods has done a really good job with them. But we're stingy when we still feel we can do some things better.
Coach, just one more on the attendance. It did go up by, I believe, 1,300 today. I mean, what does that tell you?
Yeah, hopefully that people had a great day. The weather this spring's only going to keep getting better. Again, we got a fun environment and in a very affordable environment for everybody to come watch and enjoy, football. And, and again, I still feel we'll give them more and more to cheer about as they keep coming. And so it was fun to see out there.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Guys, we have Greer Martini up here next. We'll bring him right up. All right, Greer, I just got done bragging about that. Oh, nice to see you here. Lance Dunbar as well.
Yeah, Lance Dunbar and Cameron Artis Payne. Well, they were asking defensive leaders, not offensive.
Guerrero, you guys have been, or Joseph White from the Dallas Renegades. Guerrero, you guys have been kind of put in some tough situations as a defense over the last couple of games. And you guys have responded, where does that kind of come from, especially for a group that's really never played together?
Yeah, think it starts with just like the guys up front. It starts with them and it goes all the way back. Obviously we can't like take charge of like the situation that we're put in, but unfortunately we've had some bad situations and we've kind of bowed up. And that just shows that we're a great defense, and I think that's something we take pride on. And going forward, I think that's really going to pay dividends for us later in the season.
How's it going, guys? Matt Davidson, Lone Star Gridiron. I do the podcast show with Lance. Lance, we talked on the podcast show about you guys being able to establish the run. I thought you guys did. You want to talk about the way you guys were able to run the ball?
Yeah, we came out the mindset of, put the ball on the ground a little bit, begin with. We had a couple great plays. We didn't have the big plays in the beginning, really the whole game, but, just establishing running, kind of helps the offense, be balanced. So I feel like the line did a great job, receivers did a great job blocking. We just didn't do enough to build up the game.
Hey guys, Anthony Miller with xffootboard.com. Greer, I want to talk about, you had the tough task to face off against PJ Walker today, and it seems like you guys really stepped up and were able to contain him. What did you see on tape that was able to give you that confidence to contain him?
Yeah, so when you have an explosive player like that, it's all about everyone trying to get to the ball. And also for those like secondary guys, it's really, staying on coverage longer because he extends plays. So we knew going into it that we were going to have to cover longer than we have the whole season. And then up front, we had to try to disrupt them. Our goal was to get 5 back downs in the game. We didn't get there, but we knew that was going to be a big part of the game.
Lance, this was the beginning of a new rivalry between two in-state Texas teams. What do you think a Texas rivalry can do for this league as it tries to grow?
It can do a lot for this league. Texas loves football. What's a better way to have a great rivalry in Texas? Two teams battling out, for bragging rights. I think today was a great game. A lot of turnovers, a lot of big plays. It was good for TV. Good for XFL. Everybody enjoyed. Explosive, great football.
Lance, obviously, we asked Greer about, you putting them in tough situations. As an offense, when you turn the ball over 5 times, what does that, mean to you? And, when you put them in such tough positions?
Anytime you turn the ball over every time, it's going to be hard to win games. Stats on that is crazy out the roof. It's probably a 90% chance you lose a game with that many turnovers. Maybe 99%, But you got to do a better job offensively to take care of the ball. Defense played great. They played their butt off all game. We just didn't. We came up short. We didn't do our part. Which you better get back to the drawing board. It starts in practice all week. Just executing play after play after play, and trying to put it together on Sunday or Saturday.
Lance, with those 5 turnovers and you only lose the game by 7 points, does that tell you how good of a team you can be if you take away those mistakes?
Yeah, we see it, week after week, from week 1, we always start off slow. In the second half, we always come to play, And we just got to do a better job in the beginning. We know we're a great team, we just got to put it all together.
Greer, Noah Parker, TCU 360. Can you talk about the defensive effort early in the game after y'all were put into some bad positions to kind of minimize the damage?
Yeah, so I think that when turnovers happen, defenses sometimes can get, have that play into their own philosophy and kind of get weak and let, offense just drive down and get easy points. But it's always been our emphasis that whatever the offense gets on us, they're going to earn. And so regardless whether it was a turnover, big return, something in the special teams game, that when we line up, we're going to make it really hard to score on us.
Lance, before Landry went down with the injury, you guys were moving the ball aside from the strip sack and scoop and score. You guys were moving the ball, doing well. As an offense, do you guys feel like you're close to kind of putting together a finished product?
We're really close. Like I said, we just got to do it, execute down after down after down. We got to put it all together. And once we do that, you see a couple plays here and there, we move the ball down the field. So we just got to find a way to come together as an offense and make those plays and just execute better.
Lance, this is Greg Higgins at East Texas Radio. You talked about just a few minutes ago about the slow starts. What do you feel like you guys need to do, or how do you start better going forward?
That's a good question. If I be honest with you, I don't know. I feel like we try to fix that week in and week out, and it kind of end up being the same thing. My my mindset, it always starts at practice. You gotta practice great from the start, you know. I mean, you would think during the week, worst day, the first day, right?
Yeah.
I mean, kind of the same thing. You start off slow and you start picking it up. So I guess it starts at practice. We gotta find a way to have a great day the first day of the week, executing every day.
And there's going to be games this season where the offense is going to have to pick us up. So it hasn't been that way thus far, but we have a good enough offense that that's going to be the deal. They're going to have to pick us up, and they will at some point. We're just waiting for it.
Any other questions? Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.